Welcome to Kolorflow Conversations, where we flow freely, speak boldly, and connect colorfully. I am Yukisha, and this is
Takesha.
and welcome to our girl chat. And I remembered what I was supposed to say today.
Good job.
And not that I practiced it; it just came to
It
me.
just
I don't know
came.
why it went away from me last week. Maybe because we was talking about other stuff, and my mind was
Probably
not
so.
focused yet.
Because we talked for a while before we started.
Yeah, and I think I just was not like focused. But you know what I do want to like dig in because I've been waiting to talk to you about, even though I'm not finished, or do you want me to wait till I'm finished completely with the
Girl,
book?
we can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
So, Matriarch. I'm halfway done, but I've been
Tina Knowles books.
Tina Knowles. I love this book. And I love it because I almost can hear her reading it to me, even though I don't have the audio version. I know her voice, but so I feel like I can um, hear her reading it to me. And one thing that stuck out to me in the beginning that it made me wonder about with my children is how much of her family history she know. And I know certain things, but she know a lot of her family's history, like dating back to the 1800s. And her mother, I know, shared these things with her. And I'm just like, my mother told me things. I know stuff, but I feel like I don't know like that type of history. And that was kind of deep to me, like how far back. And then she brings like the history of it to like when she raising her kids, she'll think about, oh, I remember when that happened in my childhood, my mother said this. I just thought that was amazing how much of her family history she knows, which to me explains a lot of the her daughters how they are, because I'm sure she explains it to them.
Yeah, that it really made me sad because I'm like, I don't know anything about my family history at all.
Would you say not even like grandparents at all? They're because did you know your grandparents
No. I
on
mean,
either
my
side?
mother's, I knew my father's father, my grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
And on my mother's side, I knew both of my grandparents. However, I believe I was 3 or 4 when my mother's mother passed
Mm-hmm.
away. And I was 19 when my grandfather passed away because
You
I
were
was pregnant
19
with Jordan.
when your mother's father passed away, but you
Because
didn't
I
really
went to
know
the funeral,
him.
no,
Where did he live?
in Mississippi.
Okay, so
Like when we went down there, because we went down south every year, we would go down there and see him, but we would only spend like a couple minutes. He used to call me Tootney, like he didn't even know my name.
he used to call you what?
Tootney. He called everybody Tootney. Hey, Tootney.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Tootney.
Yes.
I think that okay, you just saying that about your grandfather made me um realize, and reading this book made me realize, because I only met one grandparent, that was my father's father. And I feel like I could count on my hands how many times I've seen him in my life. So when I say I only knew one, I really didn't know him. I saw him, we probably spent a couple hours at his house, and then that was kind of it. But like the bond that people have with their grandparents, I never
Yeah, I
had
don't.
that with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I never and I feel like I missed that, because when I see people and their relationships with their grandparents, even my kids with my mom, just just close, had a relationship, they got memories. And the memory I have with my grandfather is I remember going to his house, and he was in Mississippi too. Um, and he took us to the store. I remember him taking us to the store, and he took us to like it wasn't even like a grocery store. It was like a corner store where his buddies hung out, and he like said, "These my granddaughters from Detroit." Or I remember that. I don't remember too many other like things. So I feel like I met him, but I don't feel like I knew him at all. So you telling me that you knew your grandfather passed when you was 19, I would have thought that it was more of a relationship. I probably would have known him a little more if because I think I was around 8 or 9 when he passed. So yeah, but her knowing like her family history was deep. Another thing that stuck out to me, and I think that I'm similar to this is why I text you when I said I feel like I mirror her in some ways in parenting. Her mother did not, she felt like her mother did not stick up for her in her childhood when she would like tell her things and she wanted her mother to like not even more than even take her side. She wanted her to like
She wanted her to advocate for her while
she
she was at the
did.
school.
She
Yeah.
did while she was at that school and she would tell her how mean those teachers or nuns were and her mother would just put her coat back on and go take her back and wouldn't say anything. And I think in my mind, her mother was thinking, I'm doing this so you can go to the best school, when in actuality, it was causing her trauma. And I think a lot of times we move into neighborhoods so our kids could go to the best school. We make decisions like they could do this. And a lot of times it be traumatizing for them.
Yeah, mine was. It ruined my life.
When they change the school,
Mm-hmm.
you think going to that school ruined your life?
Yes, I think moving ruined my life.
Mm. When they think they were doing something good for the family,
Mm-hmm.
because in their mind, the neighborhood probably was better or the house was bigger,
Yep.
and the dynamic of the family changed.
Yep.
I could see that. Yeah. How do you know though when you know who could have imagined any type of trauma when you think you're making the best choice for your
I
family?
could have. I told them not to move.
Did you?
Yes.
You felt like it, you know, you knew it was going to be something.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't a good idea. I don't know how I knew, but I knew it wasn't a good idea. And I remember the very first house they found. I remember this like it was, yes, that was a nice house. I mean, they got a nice house
Same
in the
area?
end. Uh-huh. And when we left, I remember getting in the car and was just like, I don't want to move. Like, we should not move here. Da, 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 da. And
Were
I
they listening?
remember I got in trouble.
Really?
Yes. Yes. I was never really allowed to voice my opinion on things, unless I was asked,
Mm-hmm.
but I got in trouble and they were like, I embarrassed them in front of the
Oh,
realtor.
you said this in front of the realtor?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said when y'all
No,
left.
we left looking at the house, was in the car with the realtor. But yeah, so after that, I was just like, well, I guess this is just about to be your life. And it was.
You told them I don't want to move. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
kids be all excited about a new house and a bigger house and all that. You were like, no, no, mm-mm. Man, that makes a lot of sense. That how do we know though? How do we know that the life is gonna change? How do we know?
We don't.
Mm-mm. Because I feel like I advocate for my kids. I know you advocate for yours. Growing up, you felt like you advocated for him at schools and stuff, or his sports teams.
I don't, I don't know. I don't know if Jordan ever put me in a situation where I needed to
I was
advocate for
about
him.
to say that. I was gonna say
You know what I'm
he's
saying? Like, it
always
looks
been kind.
different
Has he
for
always
everybody.
been kind of standing up for himself and vocal? So you didn't never have to really like step in like that. I have because my kids are not they're vocal in situations with people that they know and they're comfortable with. But I think that in a like with school and everything, I've always had to um advocate for them. But I was a parent that would listen because back in the day our parents didn't listen to nothing we said. It was always the teacher was right. And because I always was, that what they would say rebellious, but I really had questions. I wanted, I wanted to
I
answers. I
understand.
wanted to
Mm-hmm.
understand. So I think it's easier for me to advocate for mine because I put myself in their shoes. Like, okay, let me go talk to this teacher and you know and see. And I straightened out a lot of situations to make it more comfortable for them in the areas where I knew that they were wrong, because you still know your kids. I'll be like, nah, you was wrong in that.
I guess
But
I did advocate for Jordan because I remember one day he came home, it was just like he didn't like the school and he never went back that day. So I guess I did. Yep. That's literally, we were at dinner.
Was he in high school?
Mm-mm. This is way before high school. We were at dinner and he told me, I was like, oh, you ain't got to go back.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Did he ever tell you why he didn't like it, or
Yeah,
didn't
but
matter?
it's like, I ain't about to tell the
Oh,
world.
got you. Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
Yep. But yeah, so I guess I did. Because that day I was just like, oh, yeah, you're never going back. You ain't got to worry
You
about
changed
that.
your schools?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, you advocated for him then. Well, he spoke up when he felt like he needed
Needed
you
to.
to.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke up when he was like, okay, I can't just make this decision on my own. I'm gonna need her to come in and yeah.
And I think he's pretty much the same way, which, I mean, he really is like a little mini me, because that's pretty much how I was. Like, I didn't bring nothing home to my parents to take care of.
When you was at school though, when you were in on a middle, high school, whatever,
I think one time I had an issue with one teacher, and this is when we were at the same school. It was a teacher, and that was the only time that I brought something to my parents, and they went up there and met with her. Other than that, it was just like, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, I'm trying to think. My dad never really went to the school stuff like that. He came to like honors assemblies and stuff, but my mom, I I believe she advocated for me, but I also believe she felt that I was probably more the problem most of the time. Even when I just, like I said, even when I was just curious and wanted answers, it was like you said, you got in trouble for voicing your opinion. If I was asking why or whatever, it was just like, you don't ask that, you just do. When I just feel like that's traumatizing in itself, to just be telling a kid, don't ask me nothing, just do what I say. That's my, people may not agree. I don't think that's right. Your children are human beings. Your children are people, they're individuals. So to just be like, don't ask me no questions, just do what I say. Can you imagine growing up and and feeling like you could not even have a conversation with your parent?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can imagine. I lived that.
Yeah, I did too. That's why I'm like, were you and I'm not like that. Are you had conversations with him, or were you like more
I probably was both.
both depending on the situation?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure I was both. Because I can't imagine me not ever saying, don't ask me no questions. Because at some point, I don't care what you got to say, I don't care what you got to go on. This is the law, period. So I'm pretty sure I've said that. I can't even say
You was
I ain't say
strict.
that.
You was strict.
Like, this law.
Yeah, you was strict. And I get it, and I get it's law. I get that, but I don't know. My son said that I need to stop gentle parenting. Did I tell you that?
Mm-mm.
He said that to me
I
recently.
mean, they're pretty much adults now, so I'm confused on stop gentle parenting. Like, your whole role is shifting, period.
He said it as pertaining to, um, I believe that he feels I parented them differently.
Because parents do parent multiples
And
differently.
I told him that, I'm like, there's a difference when you have one child that you can say, do this, this is why you do it this way, blah blah blah. And they pretty much, not all the time, do that. You have one child that's more open to listening, different from the other child that is going in one ear out the other. You can't parent them kids the same way. Um, when you got children that you dealing with that maybe have mental health issues, or
I just feel like you can never parent children the same because at the core, they're not the same person.
they're not the same person.
My sister and I are day or night. It doesn't matter that we are biological. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
y'all
saying?
completely different. I feel like mine are completely different. So I would think I was having a conversation with my daughter, and he was just, and I guess the way I was talking to her, he was like, "You need to stop gentle parenting," and I was like, I'm not judging those parents. We're having a conversation. But I'm like, I don't even really parent you. You super grown. Like, you just live here. But it made me think about going back to the book, how Tina realized the differences with her two daughters. And while one was a free spirit and enjoyed the non-structure of their home, the other one really craved balance and structure.
But I feel like it took her a while to really pay attention to that.
Yeah, I mean, in the book, it seemed like it happened quickly, but I'm sure it took a while for her to realize that um, that her parenting style with
Needed to
one
change.
needed to change for the other one, but it was probably too far gone in the way she did things, in the way their household was, to change it. And now the child that craved the structure, she also, to me, she seems free spirited, but I think she has more of a balanced life. She don't um she's not like, you know, I need to be out here. She seemed like she doing exactly what she wants to do. Maybe both of them doing that, but in a different way. But she craved, like, the education part of it. How Tina was like, I I didn't really
Care if they
care
went to
about,
college or not, like it
yeah.
was
She was like,
whatever.
she didn't care if they went to school on certain days. So the one was like, why are you taking us out of school to go to the
To have a
beach?
fun day.
To have a
Yeah.
fun day. Like, you don't care about my
Mm-hmm.
education. And the other one was like, yeah, let's go to the beach. I was like, man, everybody should realize that their children are different. And
Mm-hmm.
you don't parent them the same. You could try, but I feel like that's where trauma happens too. If you had multiples, if you had another one, yeah, you probably would be parenting them both different for sure. Because the way you parent your nieces, and you parent them differently than you probably parented your son. Because you,
At the core, though, it's one underlying thing that's the same with all of them. They all do whatever they want to do.
and
All
we
of
say
them.
all of them, you talking about him
I'm
too?
talking about him too. Just whatever you
Are you
want.
serious?
Yeah, I talk a lot of junk, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, fine. And they all know that. Like, I'm a super pushover.
That's something people who know you as a parent probably wouldn't believe, that you're a pushover.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So at the core, yeah. That's why my youngest niece want to be up here all the time, because she ain't got to do nothing. I'm not going to be like, you need to clean up, you need to do this, you need to do that. It's like, I'll say, like, you need to clean your room. But if it don't get clean, I ain't about to be like, it's just like, okay, you
Why
just
do
do
you
what you
think you're
want to
like
do.
that though?
I am probably like that because I had so much structure
Oh.
that I'm probably like, I want them to be just carefree, because I remember, like, my mom waking me up out of my sleep, like, you went to bed and you didn't wash the dishes. And I'm like,
Yeah, my mama
they're
did
going
that.
to be here tomorrow. And my whole life, nobody has ever come in the middle of the night and ran through the kitchen and said your kitchen is dirty.
Yeah, you're right, friend. Yeah, you're right.
Matter of fact, nobody I know has ever told me to my face that my house is dirty and this mug is dirty. So all of that is just like, I don't know. I feel like for me, I needed structure to a certain degree, but I also believe that the way my brain is set up, I'm automatically programmed for certain things to be structured, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I am a girl of routine. It's what I know. It what gets me through. But things that I just don't want to do, I've always been neat. So I never had to worry about the clean your room up, where my sister would come in and she would like take her clothes off in the living room. So it would be a little different. Me, I've always, and I'm still the same way. If you come over here and you turn that, I'm gonna know like somebody turned that. Because in my mind, I'm like, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's lined up, it's this way. Like it's all of these little nuances. But that whole cleaning thing, I really think that that's why I was just like, I don't care nothing about none of that. Like I really am the pick my sorry, Mike. I really am the pick my battle kind of girl.
Yeah. And that's probably exactly why I have one that's a little OCD with the cleaning, and I have one that's more like you. It's organized chaos. And that person understands the chaos. And and while I was like used to be fussy, like clean it, and I started hearing my mother's voice, and I would be like, you know what? Let me try this a different way. So I would say now, hey, all these clothes right here, I'm putting your room in the laundry bag, they're all clean. Can you put them up sometime this week? I just try and change how I do, because I want both of us to have peace. I don't want her to be frustrated, or I don't want me to be frustrated. I don't want him to be frustrated with because I don't feel like my parents' way of parenting me is the way that I can do these children, especially not this day and time.
Yeah, definitely not this day and time. But
yeah, so it's organized chaos, and I just let it be that way, long as it don't stink.
Yeah, I'm definitely
I did not fit. I took you as a pushover maybe with one niece, but you said they all pretty much do what they want. That's funny.
They think I'm a joke. When I cuss them out, they laugh.
They think you a joke.
But when I get mad, then it's just like, oh, okay,
they'll know.
They know, like, okay, we need to get it together. But it takes a lot, really, for me to get mad. Because the older I got, the more I realized, like, I should have gave Jordan more breaks than what I did, because I was really tough on him growing up. But the older I got, the softer I got.
Tough when he was younger, but but like you saying, they really could do whatever they want. It wasn't like that when he was younger. You think you was tough just because of how you was raised? They was tough on you?
No, I think I was tough because I was a single mom raising a boy, and I was young and didn't really know what I was doing.
I think a lot of single moms that raise boys believe that they have to be this strict, super tough person to these boys, when I believe, based on me having a son, and you can tell me if you disagree, they need probably more nurturing than toughness, because they need the toughness, but I didn't want mine to think that he, I don't know, just had to be this macho tough kid. Like, I could tell early on that wasn't even his demeanor. So how am I gonna make him this? Because I'm a single mama and you got to make it in this world, and it ain't gonna be easy on you. He ain't even had that like aura about him. He still don't. But I know a lot of moms that feel like they have to be super, super strict and tough on the boys, because you doing it by yourself. So you ain't no fault in that. Ain't no fault in it. I mean, I will say this. I do like that your son is vocal about how he feel and stand his ground and his boundaries, because a lot of them not like that.
Yeah, I think he's like my top example of a human that stands on his boundaries. When he say he not gonna,
when he say no, he mean no.
Yeah,
his yes is yes, his no is no. If he changes his mind, he don't care who don't like it. He puts himself first. He literally puts himself first. Like, I was thinking about that think I was reading a part in the book. And like it might have been when she was first leaving Matthew to get that apartment. Um, like she realized she just had to do what was best for her, knowing that the kids probably was gonna be devastated, but she was like, my peace of mind is just, going
Mm-hmm.
crazy with how this man is. And I've always had issues with that, but recently I'm getting better about putting myself first and how I feel about stuff with me. I'm learning to stick to my boundaries. And maybe as my kids move out and go away and I'm by myself and I think on these things more, it'll be easier for me to be like, you know what? No. I mean, because if I don't feel, I enjoy being at home. And a lot of people probably think that my life is probably boring because they be trying to get me to go play. And I'd be like, I really enjoy being at home reading this book. Like, I don't feel like I have to go, everywhere or do everything. But I also had to realize that people in my life that I love does not equal obligation. You know, my love for you is my love for you. My love for you is not your definition of how you think I should treat you.
Yes.
Love does not equal obligation. And once I start putting that in my head, like, okay, love does not equal obligation, whether it be for my kids or anybody, because they have to learn how to take care of themselves. So, me learning that love does not equal obligation means that I'm learning how to put me first and how I feel and stick to my boundaries. And it's difficult at times. It's very difficult at times, but it's getting easier.
How do you think, what do you think? I don't know where you at in the book, but what do you think about her relationship with Matthew?
Okay, I am now at the point where they got back together after they got the apartment because they went through so many changes that I don't think if we didn't read this book we would know. He strikes me as a insecure man. He strikes me as a man that, be careful my words, that appears confident but was just kind of all over the place with his thoughts. And because her relationship with her mother and father, particularly her father, um, I believe she looked at Matthew like he was this really smart guy, and like she still sounds like she looked at him as a protector of her. And when she talked about him protecting her, I think that the main thing he needed to protect with her, he didn't, which was like the love they have for each other. Like you protected her in ways that really suits you as well when it came to business, when it came to, you know, but his impulsiveness to me and all it was not protection. I think she was more so infatuated with him um, than anything. It sounded more like an infatuation than because she talked about their passion for each other a lot. Every time she would be like they were in the room, you know, it would be like even though she knew,
Yeah, they had an undeniable chemistry, but
yeah,
I think that when they got married and she left, I think that that pretty much changed and kind of set the trajectory for their future,
when she
unfortunately.
got that apartment.
No, when they in the beginning when
Oh,
they
oh,
got
when she
married.
went to help their
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because right when they got married, they didn't even live together for a
Right.
long time because she was putting like how she put her family first, went to go take care of. Okay, yeah,
Hmm.
and you would think that's such a trajectory, and you are. I can agree with that. Um,
Like I don't know, but I be coming up with all these think pieces in my head. Like
Do you think that
That
that's also kind of the reason how she always, when she made these decisions on who was going to come live with them, I never heard her say or read her to her say that she asked him
I
about it.
felt like they were married but were living separate lives. They each did what they wanted to do, what was best for them individually, and not as a married couple.
Mm-hmm.
And they came together when it was
When they needed
about the
to,
career, so to speak.
because on that part,
Beyonce's, yes,
that seemed like they was always on one accord when it
yes,
came to
yep,
that career thing. Whether it was they wasn't on one accord when it came to his career because he just made decisions about his career and she had to just fall in line. But when it came, like when she opened the salon and everything, he was all about that money and business. So
mm-hmm.
he fell right into that. Like, come on. So they was always on point when it came to that. But in their personal closeness, it just was never. It never seemed like it was we partners in everything.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Never. And they always had somebody living with them.
Mm-hmm.
Always had other people in the house. Like I haven't gotten to a point yet where in this, like I just got to the point where he moved into the apartment because I've been reading slow to understand. But it was always somebody living with them. Like literally, or always was people at their house. How can you get to know?
But I think that they needed that because of the lifestyle that they was living. Imagine her owning this business and she already got this creative daughter.
Yeah.
I think it was just always something going on.
This is the thing too. The creative daughter that the teacher told her was slow, that the was very shy and well they say shy. I now feel like it was something else. Um until she hit the stage. It was like she became another and then because of like her shyness and or her melting to the back all the time, once they saw this, it was like, oh man, we're gonna roll with this because it brings something out of her that we don't ever see.
Mm-hmm.
Every time she's around other people, it don't even matter if it's family, she always stand back because she don't talk much, she's shy. If something happened to her, she not telling them, she telling the other kid don't say nothing because my mama gon' and then when they found that, they pour everything into that.
Yep.
That was yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. And when I was reading, as she would say, she would rush from work and be running this girl to dance practices and um the when she did the pageants. Girl, I was thinking like that used to be me. That was me. I was literally leave work, pick them up from school, take them to practice, trying to go home, fix something to eat, or eating some fast food or something quick, or because you got to be in practice for 2.5 hours, and they in different organizations. So I'm running here, running there, and like I think now that's something that I almost struggle with because I'm so used to still doing it that I set my work schedule around their schedule, and I still haven't completely gotten away from that time that I cut off everything to go run them places. That's like a thing that you have to learn how have to unlearn, I guess. So when I was
I
reading,
unlearned that quick.
did you?
Yes. For me taking a lunch break, driving, doing this, going back to work, and then always living far and doing all that. Nah, that was real quick for me. Especially like doing the football, because I would start work. I would take Jordan something to eat, so he would have something to eat before practice. Come
Mm-hmm.
back, then go back. Mm-mm. As soon as he got a car, it was like that never
Even
happened.
even when they got a car, I still feel like I was just because it was one with the car, but they were in two different schools. So I still feel like I was just on go mode all the time. So I'm learning that go mode because I mean it's only been like 2 weeks since my daughter like stopped everything. So even though she had a car, I was still going to performances like every other week. I was still doing this. It literally just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think about when it started, like it started when that boy was 4. He's 20. I'm just now getting a break where I don't have to. It's a hard thing to unlearn for me because I just been doing it to me for so freaking long. Like, ugh, and so many multiple things that they were involved in. It's just a lot. So when I read that, and I thought about how tired I used to be, um, and even people be like, "Well, you got help." I was the one doing all that. Even when I was married, I was the one, doing them pickups and driving the practices and doing, I could probably, I ain't gonna say I ain't get some help on a day, a couple of days. That's throughout some years at some point, but mostly it was me. And then when I got divorced, it pretty much was all me,
Are you?
because if I ask, can you do it? And if you got something else to do, you gonna do that. If I got something else to do, I gotta figure it out. You was
Mm-hmm.
always doing that by yourself. It was no, it's crazy to me how people be thinking, well, you have, yeah, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. On the days where I did have it every blue moon, was it a relief? Mm, I still worried that they'll get there on time. I still worried if they'll get picked up on time, because if something was late, who they gonna call? Me. Like, where you at? So it when I read that and how she was saying how she rushed from headliners and was going to do this, and I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I feel like reading her book and seeing how her life is now, she probably just now is learning to breathe and relax. But I also made me think about it made me probably understand why she travels so much with one child more than the other one, because this child has been getting bullied for her whole life. And I even take it back to how her mother didn't advocate for her. Everybody know this woman gonna advocate for this girl no matter what. I don't care if
Mm-hmm.
this girl is 40. If you see her performing, her mom is probably there somewhere. Like, I believe she still feels that she needs to be there to pull her in the back and say, "Hey, you got this." Because who could do it better than your mama? Who could do it better than your mom? The other one is so, not that she don't need her, but she is more.
She actually lived a life of custom without her, though, as much.
She did. She did. And I think she is just fine, maybe with it. But you see the one, her mama most likely is with her. And when I read now, I kind of understand why, because I think she still hold that her child was bullied, or her child was told she was slow, or her child was told this. Don't nobody really forget that. Even though they have all these accomplishments and everything, you don't really forget that. That kind of stays with you. That, your child kind of suffered in some way, shape, or form. So mm-hmm. Things still stick with me about when my kids was little, and conversations I had at parent teacher conferences and things. I still think about that. I remember one teacher told me when I was at a parent teacher conference. I never forget this. I don't even know if he remember. Like, she didn't have any type of belief that college was going to be for my son. She was like, well, if he like really interested, he can go to a community college, but because he didn't really talk a lot, or if he didn't seem confident with his work, or things like that, she was trying to. It reminded me of the conversation the teacher had with Tina about her daughter, and I looked at this lady and I was just like, he's gonna go wherever he want to go. He gonna be fine. Just because he a little shy, or don't answer questions, or don't volunteer, and he not the loudest, like, don't put that on him, because we manifested something different. And now he going into year 3. And I'll be thinking about that conversation. Like, I want to tell her so bad if I could go back. Like, you tried to tell me what you thought would be better for him because what you saw then, but we don't know what the future holds.
We definitely don't, because mine don't look nothing like how I thought it would.
Did you think you was gonna be by the water by now? Living by it?
Mm-hmm. I thought I would have had a degree. I thought I would be a doctor by now. Girl, I'm definitely not living a life that was in my head. Choices matter, decisions, whatever we want to call them, they matter.
Takesha, I don't even know what type of life I thought I was. I didn't have like them thoughts like you. Um, Sadly, I didn't. I think the main thought I thought was marriage and kids because that's what the church really,
Mm-hmm.
would say to you or
That's
put,
what you saw.
that's what I saw. So when it came to like beyond that, I didn't.
And I didn't want anything that I saw.
Mm, you want to complete? I don't think that
I
you.
wanted more.
Complete opposite of what you saw.
Yep.
And I thought what I saw was what I was supposed to have or what I
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to live. Uh, and that's not what it was supposed to be. It's not. So do you the life that you wanted, like as a doctor and everything, you think you stopped that because of like maybe people your parents or something, or just
I just think certain choices I made choices to survive.
hmm,
No, I didn't live my life based on things that I wanted to do, like my heart's desires. I lived my life based on what I had to do to survive.
that is very, very, very touching because living on survival mode, you was kind of on survival mode, and that can have you tensed up for many, many, many years. So you took a path that was opposite of what, and I wasn't. I don't know if I was on survival mode. I don't know what the mode is. I was called. I think I was on people pleasing mode because I was doing what I thought was required of me. You know. Um. Yeah. It's crazy how people life be different, and we don't be doing what we want to do or whatever. Mm-mm. I think
Yeah, I think people be like all here just be like lost souls sometimes, not even really knowing, just living.
I definitely think that our generation decides later on though. I think that people that was born during our time, people that I know, a lot of them to me that I know start later with them goals. I don't know a lot of people that's in my generation that did exactly what they wanted to
Wanted to
do.
do.
I think that um, they did either survival mode or what they thought was required, or just didn't know, and then thought later this is not even what I wanted to do, and then start later to do that. I see a lot of people, ladies now, starting to get their degrees at 45, 50 because they didn't that's not something that they even thought about then or wasn't sure what they wanted to do. I know a lot of people that's in our generation that started later. Um, I think even my sister told me once, like, what she got her degree and she probably would have did something different, but she went to school because that's what you know to do. But if you don't really know what you want to do until later, it's like, dang, nah, I went 4 years, 5 years, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't really. This is you look at something else like. you know what? That's what I really wanted to do. Why didn't I do that then? Our generation, I do not believe that a lot of us do. You feel, but it's never too late, friend.
People say that,
But you feel like it is?
but I feel like when you're in it and you're trying to build something from scratch, that phrase is never too late. Is like it may not never be too late, but it's not easy. It's not something that's just certain things are easier when you're younger, period.
That's true. I agree.
And sometimes because of certain situations, it's so much more than just, okay, today I'm about to go and do this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so many more levels to that. Finances, like everybody can afford to pay for college, so it's not too late, but
It
who about to pay for it?
it's
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's so much more
then just
than
deciding
the
to do it.
surface level, like, oh, this is what I want, so I'm gonna go get it tomorrow.
I hear you. I still don't. I hear you, and I agree somewhat. But I also believe that whether you 50 or 60, something a lot of things are easier when you're younger and you got help or parents or whatever. But I still believe a lot of things you wanted to do back then, you still can. And I'm saying anybody. But you know me, I'd be like, you can do it. I just think that I even like researched recently because a friend was saying they was thinking about going back to school. There are programs that are paid for adults to go to school in Michigan, and I was like, "Is this for real?" It was very, very, when they told me that. So I do believe it's when you got more energy when you're younger and more motivated and everything. But I don't think it's too late for a lot of things. I think certain things is just it may take longer because you feel like I'm on the other side of 50 almost. And
And I don't even look at it from an age. I just look at it from there's so many factors that play into doing some things that it's just like the whole not too late is just
do you hate hearing that?
it's I don't necessarily hate hearing it because I now when I hear certain things I'll be like, yeah, you have no clue, and I just keep going because I'm like, just think about me and um like stepping out doing a spiritual life coach. I've been into that for years, but I still can't open up a brick and mortar because I got this big clientele. And then somebody tell me, well, it's not too late. If I quit my job tomorrow because I want to do that, what am I going to eat? Where am I going to live? Because that money isn't coming in, and then it's just like, oh, it's crickets. So it's like everything that you want to do is not that easy to just go grab and go do it like people make it seem.
Mm-hmm. When you say you want to be a doctor, you want to be a
I wanted to
psychologist,
be a psychiatrist.
psychiatrist.
So essentially, I never moved away from doing, you know, that type of thing for
Mm-hmm.
mental health. I never really moved away from that. But I'm still a mortgage underwriter.
And you fell into that because
Survival. I had to
mm,
take care of myself and my son. And I want to live a certain type of lifestyle. So I am like, oh, it's money in that. I'm going to learn how to do that so I can provide myself and my son the type of lifestyle that I want us to have. And that's exactly what I accomplished.
you did it too. Your lifestyle has been great.
It's been okay.
No?
It's been okay.
Okay. And I say been great because a lot of people desire and this don't go into material things because I know you very like you don't brag. You just like nice things. But a lot of people who be trying to get that go broke, you know, in a different way, because your broke ain't everybody's broke. I done told you that many times. Trying to do that, and you didn't do that. It's been like comfortable at points for most points for you and your son. You never missed a meal. He never missed a meal. You've had a roof longer than most of the people our age. You had a house way early on, you know, because and I guess that's what I think about when I think about you saying it was other things you didn't want to do. There are things in your life that you wanted to do and you did it because you may say it's survival, but you wanted a better life for you and your son. Nobody was buying a house at that age where you was.
Yeah, and I won't even say for me. I wanted a better life for my son.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
That was it.
Yes,
everything was Jordan motivated.
Yes, yes. And for me, that's like survival because I'm doing this for my kid. But I could have stayed in that apartment, but I'm like, I want him to grow up in the neighborhood. If he want to play outside with the kids, like, and that's the thing, like in the beginning conversation, how you said you never know, you don't know, because I should have stayed in the apartment. Because at the end of the day, all the kids he played with was on my dad's side of town. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was just like I was getting him up, taking him a couple blocks over versus the neighborhood over here.
You think in all these years that you would have enjoyed just staying in an apartment all these years?
Yes, I think home ownership is the dumbest thing ever. Who want to pay for all of this stuff?
You're in the mortgage industry.
Yes, and you know why? Because I convinced myself everybody need a place to live, so you should just find a job in the mortgage industry.
Yes. That's what you convinced yourself of? You think home ownership is dumb?
Yes. Listen, I don't think it's dumb for everybody. But for me, yes, because I feel like locked in. And people, you know, tell you like, oh, you can just sell your house. But that ain't always as easy as it is either. Because depending on the time of year, you can be underwater in the house. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always that easy. But yeah, for me, apartment living would have been a lot better. Just call somebody like, I want to walk in closet. I got to put all my clothes in the basement because I ain't got enough room in my room.
You got a ton of clothes for.
I'm like, I need a bigger house just for my clothes. Literally.
Apartment wouldn't have been a big enough house for your clothes.
I mean,
the amount of clothes.
Now I'm saying, like now I need to upgrade, not downgrade to the apartment. I need to upgrade to the bigger. Yes, but it's just certain things now that I'm like, I would like, you know, like a dishwasher. You know, it's just certain luxuries that you see now that I'm like, oh, okay, like, because I like luxurious things. So
you could get a dishwasher.
That just keeps going. I don't have enough room for one. I barely have enough room, cabinet space for what I have now, let alone put a dishwasher in there and take away cabinet space. And I don't even cook for real.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
and don't have enough room.
I was gonna say, do you need all that cabinet?
Right. And don't have enough room. So go figure.
I get it. You like, you know, so as a single mom, and you like, you know, you could just call somebody to come in, hey, come fix this.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about all that.
Yes. Because I'm a call and come fix it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like it's just an individual thing. Because some people are just like, I'll call my handyman or I'll do it myself. I'm not never doing nothing myself.
That's me. I am Google. I'm gonna see if I can do it myself. Then I'm gonna call my handy guy. But I'm definitely gonna look and see if I can do it myself.
I bought something a couple months ago now because I was just like, oh, I'm gonna do this myself. It's still in the Amazon pack.
Are you serious?
In the bag, sitting in the living room floor. I remember my son, what was that? I was just like, oh, this home project I was gonna do, but I'm never doing. Yes.
I love a home project. I love. I guess home ownership is good for me because I love a home project. I want to figure out how to do something, and lately, when I do order something, I take the box and put it in one of my kids' rooms. Here, put it together.
No,
See if they can do it.
I want to be royalty where I don't have to do nothing. That is my ideal life. I don't have to do nothing but tell somebody what I want. Go cut me up them strawberries and bring them here. Thank you.
Tina was a creative, even when it came to her home. When she talked about when they bought that second, was it the second house after they filed bankruptcy and got that second house, and how she was like, it was kind of old, and how she went in and started, changing things around. And this is what I'll be thinking about this. And a lot of stuff what she said she did, she was not mentioning Matthew. And I'm like, where was he at? Like, did he help you do this, or is this just something that you did? Because I'm like, was he just doing his thing? Was he at work and he come home and you just like you done remodeled? I want to know. Like, it seemed like they just was, like you said, living their separate lives. And when she decided to do something, she was just like when she said, I asked my niece, I think her name was Denise, to come live with us so her daughter Ebony can go to school with me. I was like, what did he think about all? Just like, yeah, but she was creative. She was changing that house up, and that's me. I'll look at something like, I already got stuff in my mind for when these kids move in exactly 1 month.
My house looked just like it did when I moved in it 20 years ago. Literally, it didn't have no living room furniture there, and it ain't got none now. And we coming on the close.
And do you know, I ain't never thought nothing about you not having no living room furniture. Literally, like,
because I had that in 20 years for real. So why would you? I did for a little while. Don't get me wrong, but that was because somebody gifted me that. I've never been to a furniture store and picked out furniture for this house ever in 20 years. That show you how much like
you've
this
never
really
been to a
was me
furniture store to
like
pick out anything from here.
This was like me getting shelter, having my own shelter, and period.
People will probably wonder if they probably wondering like, what the house look like. Yeah. It's fully furnished, y'all. Except the living room. Well, you got something in there for us to sit on still, but
a beanbag, y'all. It's a beanbag,
and I sat on it. Takesha, like they're probably like, is her house empty? No, it's furnished. It's furnished.
Not for real though.
It's furnished.
It has all the necessities. Both of our rooms have beds. We don't have no dressers.
Well, you have too many clothes for a dresser anyway, so it makes sense to have that. You have a full dressing room downstairs. Actually, it's a full mall. Okay.
Listen, because now people gonna be looking me up.
Racks and all, okay?
I got guns for y'all trying to come and break in. Okay.
Don't try it, because she for real with that. She may not have a living room couch, but she got a pew pew. And she will pew pew you.
Yes.
Listen, that's so funny. Listen, thank you for the conversation today. As I finish this book, because I'm sure I'm going to be finished by next week, because I'm really amazed by this story.
It was a really good book. I enjoyed it. It was a really good book. I definitely enjoyed reading it.
But
I think, like I said, it made me sad because I'm like, dang, I'm like a whole human that don't know where I came from.
Yeah. And that's why I was like, I need to start figuring out some of my history to share with my children. But also, I wonder how Matthew feel reading him about himself from her eyes. Maybe things that she probably never said. I wonder that. I
don't know, because maybe it's just me, but I read that and I really didn't think he was a bad person.
I don't want to sound like I think he's a bad person. I just think that he was very self-centered. Very self-centered. And remember, I'm coming from a place because I've been married before, so I think
I'm coming from who he was in the beginning is who he was.
Yeah, because that infidelity started early on, and she stayed. When she first mentioned, I was like, dang, he was already cheating.
Yeah, so it was just like, but even like when she first met him and him projecting something that he wasn't,
Yes. Yeah.
it's like,
And when she found out all of his bills was overdue, and she was like, I can't be with you because you don't take care of business.
yeah. So it was just like he showed her who he was. So that's why I'm like, I can't bash somebody who you
But she did what most of us do.
be blind.
Yep. Because we want to be blind. She was definitely blind. And then she'll talk him up like, well, he did what he said he was going to do. He fixed it. Then he did it again.
Mm-hmm. But
So
it was that chemistry. It was that D.
I can't. I yeah, I look at it. I'm looking at it from a place of God. I'm so glad I'm not a bird for a man no more. Amen.
Okay.
We want y'all to watch, listen, subscribe, share. You know, my friend is looking real comfortable, like you about to take a whole nap.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, like, subscribe. And y'all should read this book if y'all not, and tell us what y'all think. If you have read it, tell us what you think in the comments, because we all read things and watch things and get something different out of it. So if you read this book before, or if you're interested to read it, hey, go to your local library. You ain't even got to buy it. I got it from the library. But first I got it from her. Then I took too long and I had to take that book back. Then I had to go to my own library. But hey, listen, watch it. Tell us what y'all think. Read it. Tell us what you think. And, we'll see y'all next week.